Tell me when you're ready, Jessica.
I might sit here and put my feet on the tables of the city.
I'm waiting for Jesse to give me the go. She looks confused.
Right.
Just pretend you're talking to
Yep,
everybody.
I will do it.
I'm trying to tag our other Facebooker who is not talking.
Well, you can always share it.
I gotta catch a smile.
Yeah, Lance. See how that works?
I try to.
All right. Well, thank you for coming this afternoon. My name's Sue Dinsdale. I'm the Executive Director of Iowa Citizen Action Network, and today I'm here on behalf of the Main Street Alliance of Iowa, which is an organizing project. Since 2008, the Iowa Main Street Alliance has been talking to small business owners all around the state on various issues. We have talked to over 1,000 small business owners in that time. Tomorrow, Congress is slated to vote on their Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. We've been hearing how much it will help Iowans and business owners, but looking closer at the plan, we see that the wealthiest taxpayers are the biggest beneficiaries. The losers, as usual, are the middle and low income Iowans and our business owners, farmers, and the self-employed. A few of the components of the plan include eliminating a myriad of deductions, including part of the state and local tax deductions and medical expenses, student loan interest, and much more. It's estimated that this plan will add $1.5 trillion to the deficit. And so to pay for that, funding is cut for vital services. And that means Iowans will have to pay more for Medicare, Medicaid, education, infrastructure, and it'll leave less money for them to spend at their local businesses. So we can't discount the impact on services and the difficult choices that will be made, forced upon states by federal tax cuts. So why does this matter to the Main Street Alliance? Because overwhelmingly, when we ask what small business owners need most, they say customers, more customers. And they say that this tax plan leaves them with fewer customers while making it harder for them to compete. The tax plan features changes that give huge businesses, multinational corporations, hedge fund managers, and corporate lawyers a new loophole and encourages them to stash their money overseas. The elimination of key middle-class deductions like the state and local tax deduction directly hurt the people who patronize Main Street small businesses. All of these huge tax giveaways for the very wealthy come with a deficit exploding price tag that most members of Congress are already using to justify deep cuts to social programs, the very programs that bolster our Main Street businesses. So we know that politicians love to talk about Main Street, about our farmers, about entrepreneurs, and what they want. For months, leaders in Congress have promoted their tax plan as a benefit to these small business owners. But rather than helping small business owners, the Tax Cuts and Job Act is a tax giveaway to multinational corporations and the richest 1%. So here at the Main Street Alliance, when it comes to our elected officials, we contend that rather than talking about them, they need to listen to them. And that's just what we're here to do today. So, first of all, we have Bryce Smith, who's the owner of the Adel Family Center in Adel, and following him we'll have Senator Matt McCoy. Now, Senator McCoy is here wearing two hats today, both as a state representative and as a small business owner. Bryce?
Hello. My name is Bryce Smith. I'm 25 years old and a small business owner in Adel. Nearly 2 years ago, I took a big risk and decided to purchase my small business. I worked hard for many months to prove and to find financing to purchase and grow my small business into what it is today. I am blessed and grateful for what I have and for the business that supports and grows in my community. I hear from small business owners in my community and those that are future small business owners who want to follow their dreams talk about how they don't understand our government's tax codes, how they don't feel respected by our government, and have very little faith for our government to do what is right when it comes to promoting a fair tax code that enhances and respects small businesses and their owners. This new proposed tax plan does not enhance or respect current or future small business owners in Iowa. As someone who works 7 days a week, oftentimes open to close, all year round, and more often than not, sacrificing for myself and my family so that my business and my employees can be successful, the last thing I should be worried about is my government going to put me out of business. I took a big risk by buying my small business. This tax plan proposed by elites in DC only increased my risks. I'm still paying on my student loans. I can't afford or even find health insurance for myself or family. And what I'm putting into Medicare and Social Security for myself and my employees is under attack by politicians who will never know or need those programs for themselves. My small business, which has been in Adel for nearly 60 years, employs a dozen hardworking people and gives families and customers a place to make memories and celebrate together. My business will not benefit from Washington, D.C. cuts for the wealthiest corporations, or by eliminating the estate tax, or by adding trillions of dollars to our national debt. This proposed tax plan is dangerous and far too risky for me and too many of my fellow small business owners here in Iowa. I encourage our state and federal representatives and senators to oppose this tax bill and respect our local communities and economies by promoting a fair and balanced tax code that respects small businesses and owners just like me. Thank you.
That was a real life tale of small business, and certainly those of us that do try to run a business day in and day out understand the challenges that presents. What Congress has proposed is bad for Iowans. Under this measure, Iowans will no longer be able to deduct state and local taxes paid on their federal income tax. This means hardworking Iowans will be able to keep less of their income. Under this measure, more than 60% of Iowans would see their taxes increase. In Iowa, only 70 estates would be subject to the estate tax in 2018. Repeal of the estate tax will cost our state treasury $98 million next year. Federally, there are only 2 out of 1,000 estates subject to the tax. That means an individual can inherit $5.5 million today without paying any taxes. So for a couple that is married, they can inherit up to $11 million without paying taxes. The estate tax is squarely aimed at the richest 1% of Americans. This provision will cost the United States of America $151 million over 10 years. It's expected that this tax cut plan will impact our state, and how it will impact our state will be cuts to our Medicaid program, cuts to our children's health insurance programs that our children depend on, cuts to our food stamp and elderly assistance programs, as well as WIC for children, and Pell Grants for the poorest of kids to have a chance to go to college. College students under this proposal would lose their deduction of only $2,500 per year that they can deduct currently in interest on their student loans. And some of these kids graduate from college with up to $100,000 in student loan debt. families are going to lose their ability to deduct interest on their home equity lines of credit, which they often use and tap to educate their children or to handle medical expenses. Medical expense deductions under this proposal are eliminated. Historic tax credits that have restored our main streets across the state of Iowa are eliminated. Property tax deductions would be capped at $5,000. Under this proposal, the middle class would receive just 10% of the benefits of this major $1.5 trillion tax cut. And so in 2018, they would receive 10%. By 2027, that would have shrunk to 8%. This plan is bad for Iowans. It's good for the richest 1%. It's good for corporations, but it will hurt Iowa's hardworking families. It will make it harder for families to take home and provide for the basic necessities that are required for Iowa families. This plan is bad for Iowans. It's bad for working families, and I urge Congress to reject this plan.